One day, a hare was bragging about how fast he could run. He bragged and he bragged, and he even laughed at the tortoise, who was so slow. The tortoise stretched out his long neck and he challenged the hare to a race, which of course made the hare laugh. My, what a joke, thought the hare. A race? Indeed, a race. Oh, what fun. My, a race, of course, Mr. Tortoise. We shall race, said the hare. The forest animals met and they mapped out a course. The race began and the hare, being such a swift runner, soon left the tortoise far behind. About halfway through the course, it occurred to the hare he had plenty of time to beat the slow-trodden tortoise. Oh my, thought the hare, I have plenty of time to play in the meadow here. And so he did. After the hare finished playing, he decided that he had time to take a little nap. And he did. I have plenty of time to beat the tortoise, he thought, so he cuddled up against a tree and he dozed off. The tortoise, in the meantime, continued to plod on, albeit very slowly. He never stopped, but he took one good step after another. The hare finally woke up from his nap. Time to get going, he thought, and off he went, faster than he had ever run before. He dashed as quickly as anyone ever could up to the finish line, where he met the tortoise, who was patiently awaiting his arrival. We as a leadership team are doing a little bit what the tortoise in Aesop's fable did. We believe it's wisest to choose patience, plodding, being persevering as we plod faithfully with the Lord. Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 36 says, "For you have need of endurance, so that when you have done the will of God, you may receive what was promised." Hebrews 12:1 encourages us to run the race with endurance that is set before us. We didn't pick this race, but God has put a race in front of us, and we are called to race with patient, enduring, plodding, taking one step after another. I want to update us about what can we expect in the month of May as it regards to worship and gathering. Many churches are talking about plans of regathering. I've been meeting with several pastors and hearing their strategies and learning what they plan on doing, and we've been doing that as a staff as well. What will we do? When will we reopen? What are those answers? And so that is the purpose of this video this afternoon, is to say, when will we reopen? What's going to happen? What does May look like? So I want to ask and answer two questions, and then I want to close with a prayer from Ephesians 3. The first question that I want to ask is, what are we going to do? What's Poplar Grove going to do? We are going to take this week by week. We will reassess each week. Things are changing so rapidly, we feel it's wisest to let's just make calls week by week. We feel that the wise, prudent decision for us right now is to continue doing drive-in church. We are going to May 3rd, this coming Sunday, May 10th, and following, we are planning on doing drive-in church for at least a short duration. We feel realistically that gathering inside will not take place till potentially the middle to end of May or early June. And so in the meantime, we're looking at gathering in this parking lot as we have, with this caveat. Beginning this week on May 3rd, we will gather for drive-in church, but we will not be gathering inside of our cars. If you want to stay in your car, that is wonderful, but we encourage you to get out. Bring your lawn chair, stay around your car, please practice social distancing. Okay, that's still very important and very key. The church facilities will be locked, no access, no bathroom access. I'm sorry, but that's just what we need to do right now. So we will do drive-in church. We'll be on the porch, rain or shine. If the rain's too violent, we'll go inside, but you can still come and park. We will still broadcast with the radio. We will still live stream, and even post-coronavirus, we will be live streaming our services. So this is a new staple in the weekly diet of our gathering, is the live streaming. But we will do that. So this drive-in will feel, I believe, very liberating. We'll be able to get out of our cars, and it will feel more like a gathering together in the sanctuary. Not every church is practicing this. Churches are doing differently as it relates to reopening, but this is our plans. And so for the next few weeks, we plan on gathering this way. Now, let me answer the question. That's what we're doing. Let me answer the question, why? Pastor, why is the decision this? Well, let me go ahead. One reason I believe, we believe that this is wisest because gathering inside right now, it just seems a little premature. It seems too quick. Things aren't a whole lot different than whenever churches started not gathering. And so we feel that the tortoise approach is wisest. Let's just gradually interject elements of our weekly worship. And so we feel that it's just premature right now to gather. We feel that this respects our people, that this respects you as you gather, as you think about gathering, to come back full bore, to come back gathering inside right now. I just feel it doesn't respect you, and it puts you in a very precarious position, and so we don't want to do that. Another reason is, all right, let's say we gather. There's extra restrictions on gathering. There's extra cleaning. There's spacing that's got to take place. There's separating that has to take place. There's monitoring numbers. There's cleaning the bathrooms. There's using different entrances. There are policing methods that need to take place. We got to monitor this. If we fill up the sanctuary at 50% capacity, what do you do with the other 20% that may be here? Do you put 100 in the sanctuary and then another 50 in the gym and then another 20 in the student room? We just feel that the restrictions required to go inside would suffocate the joy of gathering in the first place. Cleaning supplies are difficult to ascertain. They're difficult to grab. It's thank you for Serica who helps get us a good supply of stuff that we can weather this storm. But we have a limited supply, and it's just hard to get cleaning supplies. And so to keep the building meeting CDC regulations, we just feel at this time, let's stay outside. It's getting beautiful weather. Let's stay outside and let's worship together. Another reason is I think it aligns biblically. For example, the term church, ecclesia, means gathered people. It refers to a gathering of people. In classical Greek, the term was used. When Jesus in Matthew 16 named his people, he called them the church. He didn't create a new term, but he used a term that was already in existence, a term that the Greek culture knew. And when the new converts heard about the church, they knew that the church meant a gathering of people, that people gathered together. The Greek Roman culture knew that the term church meant people gathered together. And so we feel that if we can gather as one, we're going to do that. Can we do multiple services? Yeah, we can. But I feel you have multiple churches then. Can we split up and do here and there? Yeah, but the very term church means a gathering, a single gathering of the people. And so I feel that drive-in church, though it's not ideal, it still helps us be biblical. And biblical meaning we're gathered as one. One people in one place at one time. Now, we're even hoping to expand drive-in church as we go into May. Expand it not just on Sundays, but we're wanting to help recreate that rhythm of gathering and possibly doing drive-in church also on Wednesdays. A lot of new frontier here, but we are working to gradually get back to gathering. There's nobody who wants to gather more than I do, but I also want to gather safely. I want to gather respectfully, and our plan, it respects the guidelines that we've been given by our local and our state and our federal government. It respects that. It maintains biblical accuracy, and that's important. It also fulfills that need for gathering as one. So this is our plan. So May 3rd, this coming Sunday, we're going to gather out here in this parking lot, and we're going to worship. Bring your lawn chairs, sit in the back of your pickup truck, sit in front of your car, wave at your brother and sister, and glorify your King. I want to pray. I want to pray a Bible prayer. Ephesians chapter 3, beginning in the 14th verse, says this. For this reason I bow my knees before the Father, from whom every family in heaven and on earth derives its name, that He would grant you, according to the riches of His glory, to be strengthened with power through His Spirit in the inner man, so that Christ may dwell in your hearts through faith, and that you, being rooted and grounded in love, may be able to comprehend with all the saints what is the breadth and length and height and depth, and to know the love of Christ, which surpasses knowledge, that you may be filled up to all the fullness of God. Now to Him who is able to do far more abundantly, beyond all that we ask or even think, according to the power that works within us, to Him be the glory in the church and in Christ Jesus, to all generations, forever and ever. Amen. I love you. I'll see you Sunday.